All right, the next round is called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Catherine, which category would you like?
Sport.
OK, your category is sport. And the answer is 32 days. What is the question?
Is it at what age was Ramesh able to achieve a full beard?
It's a celebration. It's a celebration of your culture.
Is it, according to the people I recently bought a couch from, how long is 10 working days?
Is it due to BBC budget cuts? How far into the future is Doctor Who going to be travelling in the next series?
How long was my friend Lee in hospital when we saw the sign for Burnley?
Is it how would Joey Essex describe a fortnight?
The total amount of time that an average Big Brother contestant has spent in full-time education.
How long does it take the Elephant Man to exfoliate? Oh, what? Yeah.
Too soon?
Yeah. According to his tax return, how many days did Gary Barlow work last year?
Is it the number of days before One Direction can safely give a urine sample?
Is it? Can you think of a rhyme for songs of praise?
They're really getting
I think I've actually genuinely lost my mind.
OK, can we need to move towards the correct answer if we can, please?
What length of menstrual cycle would keep you permanently nervous?
Is it how long the World Cup is going to last?
Yes, it is. Very, very good. Thank you very much, Catherine. And the topic is school.
That last bloke was a bit weird, wasn't he? Anyway, I went back to my old school the other day. First time in 30 years. I took a note. Teacher said, "So, Jones, what have you done with your life?" I said, "Oh, I'm just Britain's top Ofsted inspector." They were a lot nicer to me after that. I was there for the funeral of my old science teacher. They asked me to say a few words, so I did. Method. We put the coffin in the crematorium. Observations. It burned with an orangey bright flame. Conclusion. No more homework.
Well done. Pointing out to the Milton Jones. Very good. There's the back. There we go. Politics, and the answer is 9%. What's the question?
Is it percentage of British people without sunburn?
Yes. In this room, I think. Yes.
Is it the percentage of British men who bought for their wife 50 Shades of Grey, then tied them to the bed and pissed off down the pub?
Rounding it up, what percent of Jesus' disciples turned out to be a bit of a wrong-un?
Is it what percentage of people at a Michael Bublé concert aren't using Tenalady?
Is it what percentage of EDL members can spell EDL?
Is it at what point would I normally start running around the room going, "Have you got a charger? Have you got a charger?"
Is it for how much of history has Bruce Forsyth been alive?
As a relatively successful stand-up comedian, how much tax should I be paying?
Is it the percentage of Talisa's phone book she didn't have to delete in custody?
What are Edward Snowden's chances of making 40?
Well, I'm not going to kill him.
Are you sure you weren't initiating the murder of Edward Snowden?
Unless this is a sleeper cell that I really hadn't known about. You've operating since
You definitely offered me 100 quid backstage to kill Edward Snowden. It definitely happened.
To be honest, you're a Geordie. You'll do anything for 100 quid.
What proportion of the UK electorate think UKIP is in fact a sleeping tablet?
Okay.
OK.
I know I say these words a lot.
The real answer is...
I need to use words.
What gradient of hill makes Chris Froome go, that's a piece of piss?
How many Glastonbury Festival goers are still chilling out in front of the pyramid stage?
Is it how much of the show will be over by the time you get the correct answers to this?
What percentage of this panel will still be alive when Dave show the final repeat of this episode?
Amen, brother.
OK. Sorry, genuinely, the correct answer if you can, please.
Genuinely,
Yes.
what percentage of people actually can't believe it's not butter?
Is it genuinely... What percentage of Dale Winton's skin has not been replaced by a world of leather?
Please, can we just have a proper answer for once on the show?
Is this the MP's pay rise? Is this how much our MPs pay due to go up by?
Absolutely right. Thank you very much, Edward. The question I was looking for is, what are some of the items that are exempt from the new 5p charge for plastic carrier bags? The government introduced the charge throughout England on Monday to reduce litter and protect the environment.
Like, you're paying 5p for a bag, you can get a trolley for £1, can't you?
The reaction has been fairly over the top. This is the front page of the Daily Mail. Plastic bags, chaos looms. Because you got to pay 5p. This is a thing that was introduced in Scotland, in Wales, in Northern Ireland, in the Republic of Ireland. It's been there for 10 years.
Yeah, so be honest, Dara. You and I moved here when it was brought in the Republic of Ireland because of the Armageddon that it
created.
Ireland was laid waste. People fought over bags, put them over each other's heads,
It's
choked
awful.
people. It was horrible.
It was
That's the
brother
only reason
against brother.
Yeah.
It was father against mother. It was carnage in Ireland over the bags. What? What a bag! How... Ah! It was screaming.
Armageddon.
5p a bag, though, that's good, isn't it? I've got loads of plastic bags under my sink. I'm going to start selling them outside Asda for 4p.
Yeah, people are opening that drawer and going, I'm a millionaire!
It might turn into an insult, though, mightn't it? 5p bag. You just go, yeah, your mum's a 5p bag, mate.
If you was in a massive Tesco and you got yourself a bit of Cherokee gear, you could... did you not buy Cherokee from Tesco?
What's Cherokee?
It's their brand of clothes in Tesco. I'm not in my world, am I? I got my first suit from Asda. 20 quid. I nearly caught fire walking down the road. Hanger, just stack, threw it in the air. Caught on the ceiling.
No one else will only wear Cherokee.
If you buy clothes in the supermarkets, will you get a nice bag? Or...
I'm sorry, I'm more intrigued that the Tesco clothing range is called Cherokee.
Something like that. I might be saying it wrong, because I said... What did I say wrong the other day? Those Mikados.
Mikado.
I say
Why are you looking at me like we live together?
What did I say wrong the other day, love? What was it? What was it?
I did the opposite of that with your mispronunciation. I accidentally called Wagamamas Wagamamas. That's the poshest thing I've ever done in my life. Wagamamas.
I prefer Wagapapas, but Wagamamas will do it a pub.
When we were underage and trying to get served in pubs, you know Bombardier, the ale Bombardier, one of my friends panicked and said, can I have a pint of Bombardier, please?
first subject is animals. Who wants to come in on that? Ava.
I'm not a massive animal lover. I recently I found out that I had a mouse in my flat. Don't look at me like that, I'm not dirty. So I called this guy from Rent-A-Kill, right? And he comes along, and there's something weird about this. They don't tell you anything that comforts you. So this guy goes to me, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to block all the holes in your flat, because I don't know if you know this, but a mouse can collapse its vertebrae and squeeze through the hole the size of a pencil. And I was like, geez, if you have to collapse your vertebrae in order to get in somewhere, perhaps you just shouldn't be there. It's a bit extreme. So I was like, I will not stay in a house that has got mice in it. So I moved to my friend's house. But before I went, this guy tells me to leave my TV on because the mice might hear it and think that people are actually there. And then, as I was staying at my friend's house, it was like past midnight. I was on the sofa, I couldn't get to sleep, and I started getting really angry. So I thought, here I am in someone else's house, and that creature is back in my flat, probably sitting on the sofa watching Rasta Mouse. Right? But I did eventually get rid of them, and which was great. And I swear, because it was the worst thing that could happen to me, because I hate mice so much, I only ever wear makeup that's tested on animals.
OK, that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is nationality.
If you're addicted to meths, you're either an alcoholic or a South African with a real love of numbers. I've got a friend who got caught shoplifting in Saudi Arabia. Fortunately, he'd stolen a prosthetic hand. Unfortunately, it was a second offence. So I'm in France, and I saw this little old lady knitting in the town square. I said, voulez-vous crochet avec moi? I used to teach English in Germany. First day, I taught them everything beginning with A. Second day, everything beginning with B. D-Day was a bit tricky. So I'm in a disco in Tehran. All these women dancing around a handbag singing Iranian Men, Hallelujah. Recently, I phoned up the spiritual leader of Tibet. He sent me a large goat with a long neck. Turns out I'd phoned Dalai Lama.
You're welcome back. First subject is technology. Who wants to come in on that? Josh.
I don't want to brag, but I've got a new debit card, so... Yeah, I know, one of the older touchy downy... If you haven't got one of these, you have not lived, my friends. Oh, my God, never did you feel so smug in your life. When they go, how would you like to pay? Just have, mate, see you later. Why am I off? The future. Thing is, you get used to it, you can't go back, you're going somewhere now. Well, they haven't got the technology, do you want to just put in your PIN number? Are you kidding me? Do you expect me to stand here for 4 seconds pushing buttons? What is this, a Victorian workhouse? No, I'm sorry, Marks and Spencers, no. I'll be getting my Percy Pigs elsewhere in future. The worst is when you think they have the touchdown technology, but they haven't. You look like you've never used a debit card before in your life. How do you like to pay? You're just going... Are you having a breakdown? I don't like it when they've got the terminal and they have to ask for your permission. Do you mind if I just... Yeah, couldn't give a shit, mate. Just... What? Yeah, just in case he goes, do you mind if I just... Yeah, £4,000 unlucky, my friend. Enjoy your Sprite. It's the opposite of the other one I don't like, which is when the waiter makes too much of not looking at your PIN number. Hey, though, if you'd just like to put in your PIN number. Well, I wasn't suspicious of you until now.
OK, that leaves us with James. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the subject is food.
I'm trying to eat more healthily lately. I bought some ready-to-eat apricots this week. They say you are what you eat, which is true, because as soon as I bought the ready-to-eat apricots, I was ready to eat apricots. Those ready-to-eat apricots, they came in a resealable bag as well, because not everyone's as ready to eat apricots as they think they are. Maybe next time they'll buy ready-to-eat some apricots. I know shitloads about bread. There's no such thing as prawn bread. So the origin of prawn toast remains a mystery. Favourite place to eat is Pret a Manger. If you don't know Pret a Manger, it's an authentic French restaurant. So much in there, so much to manger. I love manger in there. I think my favourite thing to manger is the yoghurts. I love to manger the yoghurts. You've got granola on top, then mainly yoghurt, then like fruit compote at the bottom. It's the way they eat it in Paris. And get a spoon, you mix it all together, and then you manger it that way. If you like. Or if you like, just leave it as it is, don't mix it, and just work your way down in order. Like, start off with nothing but granola to begin with, just shoveling raw granola in your mouth, just deflecting off your teeth, then power through the yoghurt for a really long time, getting absolutely nothing out of it, then end on the tangy compote. Like, whoa, what a finale! That's how I eat yoghurt. I eat them like they're packaged. That's why I like them fruit corners. They come with that little chaser.
Thank you very much. And the points go to James Acaster. Bad things to say at a job interview.
What can I bring to the job? A burning hatred of the West, a hook for a hand and a pilot's licence.
The 5-year employment gap, yeah. I was canoeing.
Right, I hope we can all be professional about the fact that I've just split up with all three of you.
I'm really only here because I'm hoping to slip on a wet floor and then fall off a ladder.
Yes, I've had a few changes of address, Wormwood Scrubs, Broadmoor, but for the last 3 months I've lived in your air conditioning.
I'm really into diversity. In my last team, I made sure that we had a black, a fruit and a fatty.
I have always wanted to work in a motel.
I'm telling them, Mother, I'm telling them.
This job would be a great opportunity for me to steal a shitload of stationery.
Hey, I remember you from the dungeon. How you doing? It's me, Gimpy Terry.
I'm Gimpy Terry's mate.
Sum myself up in 3 words. Well, I suppose it would have to be killer alien vagina.
What do you mean I'm underqualified to be a plumber? I'm 5 hours late. I've done a piss in your sink.
When can I start? Yesterday. But I can only work till today.
9 till 5, 9 till 5. My medication wears off at 3.
What's been banned for the first time in the G8?
Wives. They're not, no partners are allowed.
No partners, golfing resort, Ireland. It sounds more like a stag do than a summer.
Michelle Obama stayed in Dublin, I think, didn't she? And they went to Riverdance. Is that still on in Dublin?
No,
Riverdance?
actually, we must have put it on specially. Literally, I think they went, what are we going to do? Don't we have some dancers still lying around, you know, in parks with their legs still moving, just looking for we'll dance for cash written on a sign.
Really? The Obamas think that the reason that in Riverdance they only use the lower half of the body to dance with is because in Ireland all the arms have been decommissioned.
I like that. That's really good.
I think that our work is done.
A long journey. They got there at the end.
They usually have a special programme of, like, sort of visits and lectures for all the wives. And you have to feel sorry for Angela Merkel's husband, just generally.
Oh, Joe Merkel.
Sorry. Didn't Barack Obama talk to some of the kids before the G8 started? I thought that was good, because out of all the leaders, he's probably the best one. One, because he's obviously a great speaker, and also because most of the young white kids nowadays are talking like they're black. So, probably the only one who can relate.
What else did Barack Obama get that Putin wanted?
Michelle Obama.
Quite possibly, but
he got the gym.
Yeah. He got the gym, yeah.
He got the gym. There was a fight over who would get to go in the gym.
Because they wouldn't work out at the same time.
Fair enough. It's very difficult to negotiate with somebody who you've seen vigorously toweling their balls. So, what about trade? Can we talk about this later? No, now's as good a time as any.
But he lost, didn't he? Obama got it because Putin gave in because he said he was going to get his exercise by swimming in the lock.
Yes, there's a lake lock.
Yeah, very early in the morning.
It's odd that Putin wanted to swim in an icy lake, because that's normally what happens to his critics.
You know, Putin, you know, because he loves the hard man image, doesn't he? This is just a photo opportunity for him. You know exactly that when he comes out of that Northern Irish lake, he'll have a bear going, I just found this. Just a KGB guy in a suit going, can I get out yet? Shut up.
What tax reforms have they agreed?
They have agreed, basically, that they should do more with tax havens, and they should be more transparent.
There's always ways around it, though, isn't there? I mean, Jimmy Carr's registered as a Channel Island.
I think he's literally registered as a Jimmy Carr. He just pays road tax.
Cameron Smith spoke to things the other day about what he wanted to clamp down on. If for some reason it sang to me, he wanted to clamp down on secretive companies in secretive locations. And there's something about
It's a perfume ad.
It is, secretive companies in secretive locations. Your armpit.
It's all this to do with avoid and evade nonsense, isn't it? Yeah. You can avoid tax, but you can't evade tax.
Yeah, that's right, because avoidance is legal, whereas evasion is illegal. And if you are sent to jail for evasion, you will find out what it's like to have a loophole abused.
You wouldn't read in a romantic novel.
She was bewitching. She danced as though possessed by the elements, a creature created by the rhythms of nature itself. More, Mrs. May, more!
Toby, I'm not feeling well, said Amber. Embarrassed, she turned red, then green.
As he climaxed inside her, John knew he would never be allowed to visit the Statue of Liberty again.
She looked on expectantly as he undid his zip and slowly removed his anorak.
She looked into his deep eyes and said, "You're the most attractive man I've ever seen." Oh, no, wait, hold on, I'm just ovulating.
How to Please a Lady, Chapter 1. Wet,
her spoons. Sorry, Weatherspoons.
After 5 unrelenting hours, James really began to regret making his safe word harder.
She gazed around her. There were shelves containing whips, blindfolds, chains, and she thought, Lidl really do sell everything.
The role play had gone wrong again. My bad, he said. I thought you said Mr. Arsey.
As he looked at her lower back tattoo of 2 little birds, one word came to mind. Swallows.
Instead of the passionate kiss he was expecting, she just gave him a peck on the cheek. Ah, he thought, this chicken is playing hard to get.
Reader, I shagged him.
His tender words still echoed around the dappled glade as he climbed aboard and
Do you come here often? Yes, I come here every week to get tested.
I know I'm supposed to get over you, he said, but it's too difficult. I'm constantly reminded of you every time I look at the nutritional info on a packet of food and I see fat trace.
OK, again, and the positive Tom Cameron Reed. Deleted lines from a fantasy film.
I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn, the heir to Isildur and part of the Fellowship of the Ring. Please leave a message after the tone.
Ron had been suffering from swine flu and people were avoiding him. Luckily, he was ginger and he was used to it.
I don't know why you're so upset, Harry. The original Dumbledore died 3 films ago and no one gave a shit.
Did you find Narnia in the wardrobe? No, Edmund. We found your porn stash.
My friends, we will never hear the word Mordor again. Taggart has been cancelled.
No, Harry, it's not a 5-headed dog. It's girls allowed. Me.
I am Aslan, formed by the merger of Asda and Matalan.
We had only been there for a day, but to us it felt like 15 years. That's Birmingham.
Did you honestly think I could be defeated by someone younger? I am Arlene Phillips!
Welcome to Mordor, twinned with Swansea.
This will never work, Frodo.
In the wardrobe, we found a magical compartment that led to the Fritzl family.
He stole it from me, my precious! Oh, no, it's in my pocket.
You all right, John? How's it going, all right? Yeah. How's the kids? All right? See you later.
I'm not a dwarf, I'm a lesbian.
I think is, actually we should be talking about immigration now because it's a good thing that he's put it on the table because, a lot of Europeans are coming into the country and taking jobs that my parents worked so hard to steal in the 70s.
And, you know, on behalf of the Irish, we were quite irritated at the time. You know, because we'd done a good job of nicking those jobs in the 50s, and then you arrive in, waving spices and whatnot. We had no response to that.
Well, listen, if UKIP get in, it is you who are in trouble, because it is, you know, taking jobs from British people is their big worry, isn't it? This will be Mock the Week with Sue Barker.
She's the natural second choice. When I finally get deported,
Exactly.
Sue Barker's will be stepping into all my jobs. Yeah.
I think you'll find, though, it was the spices from the East and the Irish cuisine that joined together to form the potato wedge. Beautiful thing.
Nigel Farage, he said there was going to be a flood of Bulgarians and Romanians coming over on New Year's Day. Turns out there are now, in fact, 4,000 less Bulgarians and Romanians in the country now than there were last year. So obviously the Bulgarians and Romanians who were in the country suddenly heard that all these other Bulgarians and Romanians were coming to Britain, and they thought, well, that's why I left the country in the first place.
It works both ways, though. It works both ways, and the British are even sneakier at getting into countries. I keep having British children. They sneak in through my body, and then they talk like this way, and they love queuing, and they eat beans and toast. I don't know where they're coming from.
I think you need to address your open-door policy there.
At me a couple seconds ago, but you just thought of that and were laughing at yourself and waiting to say it.
I'm really quite pleased with myself.
To be honest, he's still laughing at potato wedge.
He's on a bit of a run at the moment.
When Farage made these racist comments about Romanians on LBC, he blamed the fact that he was tired. And you're thinking, well, if tiredness is an excuse for racism, the Metropolitan Police must be bloody knackered, mustn't they?
The other one he said was he felt uncomfortable on train. You get on a train out of London and he would hear foreign languages being spoken. And you kind of go, if you're in the train out of London and the ticket officer came on and suddenly started going, Verkarten bitte! Wo ist deine Papieren? Wo ist deine Papieren? You would wake up and go, it was on a dream! We didn't win the war! Oh, no!
Was that just an excuse to show off your variety of accents?
I have lots of accents. It's very, very good. Maybe you'd like to hear my Spanish accent. Hola, ¿qué tal? It's quite beautiful. It's very good.
The issue that I have is that, you know, UKIP sort of attracting votes from sort of the elderly. You know, that this is sort of who are increasingly supporting them. And the thing is that you get worried because you think, well, I've sort of had more racist experiences from elderly people, and you can sort of understand how this comes about. But I actually think that elderly people should just be allowed to be racist because, like, they've got enough shit going on in their lives, like, without having to re-educate themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've pissed myself, I've got 2 false hips, and now I can't say darky. Like, it's... I'm quite happy to make him feel comfortable, bump into an elderly person, just give him the old wobble head to make him feel all right.
I don't mind that UKIP's on telly all the time, even though they've got no MPs in the House of Commons. Because, Dara, you've got no MPs in the House of Commons and you're on telly all the time.
All right. But I have an inclusive manifesto.
The first subject is health. Can I have somebody in that? Andy Parsons.
That's one hell of a gingerbread man, isn't it? According to my doctor, she was saying that I've got an underactive thyroid. She said one of the symptoms of this was lifeless hair. I said I may have had this for a while. Doctor said I was borderline overweight. I said, surely that also means I'm borderline ideal. said apparently they're using testosterone injections in men to help them control their weight. And I was guessing, you know, if you are full of testosterone, you know, chances are, if you do see a donut, you'll rather more try and shag it than eat it. And apparently, bald people, what they're saying in the research is that bald people aren't in fact bald, their hair is just sleeping. Which is definitely going to come as a shock when Wayne Rooney's hair wakes up and finds somebody else just moved in.
Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. OK, let's spin the wheel again. The next subject is parties. Who wants to come out? Josh Whittaker.
Looks like an exciting party, doesn't it? I got invited recently to a thing called a traffic lights party. I don't know if you've been invited to one of these. What it is, if you haven't been, it's a party for single people, and it is the bleakest thing humanity has ever done. It's a party where you go wearing the colour of a traffic light depending on your availability to sleep with a stranger. So you wear red if you're not available, orange if it's a maybe, and green if you have absolutely no self-respect at all. I didn't go because I'm a driver, I know how traffic lights work, I know how that party's going to end. It's going to end with one girl stood in green, and then a queue of men with me at the back, slowly pushing forward, going, please be still green when I get there. Please be still green when I get there. Also, I'm a driver, I've driven with people. When they see orange, they'll just go, well, that's essentially green if I go out fast enough, isn't it? Who is wearing red to a traffic light party? If you're wearing red, you do not need to go to a traffic light party. What are your other options? Turning up at A&E and going, no, I'm fine, I just want to watch the carnage of others. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. Well done, Josh. So that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. Topic is history.
.348 BC. The breakfast cereal Frosties is invented by Alexander the Great. .303 AD. St. George slays the dragon with his new invention, the sword. The other dragons offer him all the money for 20% of the company. (1896). H.G. Wells publishes the book The Time Machine. 1897, H.G. Wells writes the book The Time Machine. 2400 BC, the Chinese merchant Zhang Zhou, the man who discovered gunpowder, is buried on the outskirts of Peking, western Shanghai, and parts of Nepal. 1571. You have no new messages. And finally, 3642 AD. H.G. Wells is born.
Thank you very much. Well done. Okay, the next topic is unlikely film trailers.
One man fights his greatest peril. Laryngitis.
Troy, certificate 15. If you're too young, why don't you make a giant wooden adult?
Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler in. Well, don't matter, does it? It's going to be shit anyway.
A UKIP film presentation, 101 Damn Asians.
Tom Cruise in the most ludicrous sci-fi thriller yet, a Scientology documentary.
This summer, Russell Crowe is punching people randomly in the face.
From the makers of Kaka 1.
Oh, oh!
Kaka 2.
Do you want to build a snowman? Do you want to have the words to let it go in your head all the time until you die? Then come see Frozen. I dare you.
Thor. You'll be amazed at how many problems can be solved by a big man with a massive hammer.
I Can't Read Productions presents Salmon Fishing in the Seaman, Yemen.
Look, an ancient African city. From the makers of Timbuk 1.
Russell Crowe stars as Bob Marley. The accent's so offensive you won't even care that he blacked up.
No, this isn't the day the earth stood still. It's just that you're in Norfolk.
Tom Cruise. Explosions. A flash of boob. That'll do you.
Despicable Me 3, now starring as the arch-villain Gru, Dara O'Brien.
It looks like a runner bean, only smaller. From the makers of Mange 1.
I only told you to blow the bloody door off. In cinemas now, the Oscar Pistorius story.
At the end of that round, the point's going to Ed Hewitt Milton. Okay, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear on a property show.
6 months in, and Mike has fallen out with the builder. There was no window there, and neither of them noticed.
With violence and strong language from the very beginning, it's a place in the Sunderland.
Yes, it is north-facing, but on the plus side, it's a caravan, so you can just turn it round.
Get that fish out of here, it stinks. You should never leave a place in the sun.
We've just 1 hour while Gina's at the shops to improve her flat in Luton. We're setting it on fire and moving it to Oxford.
Well, it's another setback. This time the structure is damaged. And for the first time, I'm asking myself, will the Death Star ever be finished?
And more information on how to get together a deposit for a house can be found in our free leaflet, When Will Nana Die?
So, you bought it at auction for £100,000, but what exactly are you going to do with Middlesbrough?
Well, what we've done is we've knocked the wall between the kitchen and the lounge down, and what that's done is killed all the people who were sitting in the lounge.
The kitchen's done in a very modern style. We call it crack den.
We're looking at a well-equipped council house in Hull. Fridge, oven, washing machine. In fact, this is one of the nicest gardens we've seen.
This week on Grand Designs, my grand design's a house. It'll be shit. She's got terrible arthritis and not even a rudimentary qualification.
3 coats of varnish and a new rug, and Brucey is ready for his next show.
Welcome to the 74-hour-long obsessive-compulsive episode of How Clean Is Your House?
Knock it down, tarmac it, fuck 'em.
The next round is called Between the Lines. Rory and Hugh, can you make your way to the Mock the Week press pit? In this round, one player takes the role of a famous person making a speech, while the other says what they really mean. So, Rory, you are Prince Charles giving a speech on the occasion of his mother's birthday. Hugh, tell us what he's really saying. Take it away.
Hello, Mummy. Gosh, you look so well.
Blast.
A little birdie tells me.
It's all over the newspapers.
Today is a very special day.
You're still alive.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't know why you do it.
You just seem to go on and on.
And on and on. And on.
I'm sure I speak for the rest of the family when I say... It's very good.
Thank you very much.
What do you do?
I make organic biscuits.
Oh, wonderful. Marvellous, it's true. So I've lost the thread now. Anyway, we hope you have a lovely day. Looking forward to the 21-gun salute.
They're loaded.
Rory and Hugh. Very good. That's it. Points for both of you in that stage. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Ivo, which category would you like?
I would like home news, please, Dara.
Home news it is. The answer is 1 year. What is the question?
What would be an appropriate prison sentence for people who use the phrase hollybobs?
Not the answer, but I'll take it.
Is it how long the BBC have left now they've lost Bake Off?
And the clock is already ticking. Yeah.
Is it in a Wetherspoon's kitchen? What is the chef's equivalent of the 5-second rule?
Is it Southern Rail's estimate for London to Brighton journey?
Do people kiss goodbye to their children at a Southern Rail station and go, you look after your mum?
Is it, how long does it take to earn £100 if you work at Sports Direct?
How long does it take a YouTube clip to buffer at my parents' house?
Is it... How long would Charles Manson have gotten in prison if he'd been a promising swimmer?
Yeah. Bit of truth.
Bit of politics there.
How long does Jeremy Hunt want junior doctors to work per week?
OK, so under Theresa May's education reforms, how much of a carefree childhood will children now be allowed?
Is it how long would it take to rewatch all of Dara's TV appearances from the last month?
Very good. Thank you very much.
If I make a joke about ISIS in the queue, how long will it take me to get through airport security?
OK, is that the correct answer?
I think. How long has Jeremy Corbyn been leader of the Labour Party?
It is indeed. Thank you very much, Judez. Well done. Yes, the question I was looking for was for how long has Jeremy Corbyn been leader of the Labour Party, and will he stay as leader of the Labour Party?
He's not had a very successful year, has he? Really, he moves forward with all the dynamism, energy, and impetus of a canal boat. But his followers really believe in him, to the extent that at the party conference they've now told the caterers just to provide loaves and fishes.
Jeremy Corbyn has got the look of a man who can survive 6 months on one Kendall mint cake.
If it was a computer game, he would be the last character that you would choose.
But in terms they understand, what Pokemon is he?
I would say he's Lickitung. You know, just sort of, like, quite sluggish.
Yeah. I feel he's more Magikarp. A flapping fish, you know, needs a lot of candy to upgrade.
I feel like my nightmare has finally come true. It has happened. I am sitting here and I do not understand what you are talking about.
And in your nightmare, were you dressed as a member of Mumford & Sons? Or one of the borrowers.
Shade at my waistcoat.
It's a little rural for you, that particular waistcoat. Have you come into some land?
Neither he or his challenger for the party leadership, Owen Smith, would make very good X-Men. Corbyn's superpower would be sitting in a corridor even though there are seats available. And Owen Smith's superpower would be if he walks into a room, no one knows who he is.
Because Owen Smith, he looks like God's tried to make the most boring-looking man he can, and halfway through he got bored.
We come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way to the performance area, please. I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject tonight is unlikely things to hear at an awards ceremony.
Our next award is for most inaccurate weather forecast of the year. Let's look at the 9,000 nominees.
Welcome to the Islamic Awards for Acting, or as we call them, the Moscas.
Well, gosh, so many people to thank. Where to begin? Obvious one, I suppose, Hitler.
What? And the award for best envelope glue goes to...
Now, Teacher of the Year. Quieten down. It's your own time you're wasting.
Time now for us to celebrate some of the stars of show business who sadly are still with us.
I'll just open the envelope. Oh, it's full of gold.
And the award for special effects goes to the team behind Gordon Brown's smile.
And now we're going to watch a film showing some of the people that we've lost this year, including two you didn't even know were dead.
I'd bang that, I'd bang that, wouldn't bang that, I'd bang that.
Anyway, the award for Best Actress goes to...
Welcome to the Accident at Work Awards.
And winner of the Suicide Bomber of the Year. I'm afraid they couldn't be with us tonight.
And the winner of the best scientist in physics is... There's no ramp, Stephen Hawkins, it's not you.
The next category is things you wouldn't want to hear on a cruise.
This is your captain speaking. Welcome to Somali Cruising.
We've had reports of an iceberg, but don't worry, no ship has ever been sunk by a lettuce.
Hello and welcome to Ryanair Cruises. The following safety announcement is incredibly vital if you want to stay alive. And if you'd like to hear that, that'll be an extra £5.
No, we very rarely get any injuries from people playing quoits. You were just unlucky to be sunbathing naked with an erection.
Oh, yeah, we were on this last year when it sunk.
If you look to your left, there's a man eating squid. After that, he's having chips.
I would like to apologise for the rocking of this boat, but we are currently being humped by a whale.
Thanks for coming to the show. I've got to be honest, it's been a while since I've sung this one. Do you want to be in my gang, my gang?
Welcome to Rita's Erotic Ping Pong Bingo. 2 fat ladies, 82. Oh, the threes, 33. Oh, some hobnobs.
For those of you gathering on the car deck, I said we would soon be docking, not dogging.
I'm looking for a really old husband with money. How's your heart?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm in the cabin next to yours. Could you be a bit noisy when you're having sex?
There appears to have been an incident in the swimming pool. If a Mr. Barrymore could contact the captain.
Okay, give that round. Points go to Chris, Hugh and Sarah. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely lines from a children's book.
Mr. Stubborn wouldn't leave. He was the elected leader of the Labour Party.
I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow you, Keith Vaz.
As Noddy looked at his new friends, Rampant Rabbit and Linda the Love Egg, he realised he was in a very different kind of toy town.
And all the animals of Buttercup Farm celebrated because Percy Pig was going to the slaughterhouse and they never had to listen to that whiny little bastard again.
And the beautiful woman was cursed to sleep for 100 years. And that's your defence, is it, Mr. Cosby?
She didn't do it. Don't boo her.
I'm Paddington Bear from Peru, said Paddington. And if you show me where the toilet is, I'll poo out this condom of cocaine.
It's the absolutely horrific follow-up to Netflix and Chill. Swallows and Amazons.
And was there a happy ending? Well, the prince did love massage parlours.
I will never tell you my name. You will have to guess my name, said Rumpelstiltskin, really holding up the queue at Starbucks.
From under the bridge came the voice of the troll. Wow, women can't be Ghostbusters, send!
Every day, Jack and Jill have to walk up a hill to fetch just one pail of water. But for just £5 a month...
Oh, it wasn't a giant peach after all, thought James, as he watched the big friendly giant put on his swimming trunks.
He pushed aside the clothes, and there, at the back of the wardrobe, found a magical land of nipple clamps and lube.
There's an Indian in the cupboard. I think he's hiding from UKIP.
Oh, well, come on,
I've been in this cupboard for bloody ages.
OK, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a quiz show.
You've already used your 50-50 to narrow down the options to A, in, or B, out. Mr. Cameron, are you sure you want to ask the audience?
Well, in that round on sexually transmitted diseases, you passed on 4.
We asked you for things that start with an E. You said, a great night out with the lads.
Welcome to Britain's only quiz about birds of prey. Fingers on buzzards, please.
Here at The Chase, we just want to reiterate that our chase is not called the Dark Destroyer for any ethnic reasons. Now, please, could you welcome our new chaser, Raj the Head Wobbler Patel.
So the final round on OAP quiz is sudden death. Boom!
Welcome to Eggheads. Well, we couldn't call it smug pricks, could we?
Welcome to Tipping Point, for people who are too thick to follow the chase.
Name, Keith Vaz. I mean, Jim. Occupation, MP. I mean, washing machine salesman.
I'm afraid we're going to have to take your first answer, so let's see if the capital of Azerbaijan is fucked if I know.
Is that your final answer? I'll marry someone else then.
Well, at the end of this week's episode of University Challenge, the scores are Durham 170, Exeter 145. But, of course, the real winner is Ivo's dad, Hugh at home, who got 2 questions right and is going to bang on about it for the rest of the bloody week.
Well, we've given the contestants their meth and sent them to Hampton Court. Welcome to the Crystal Maze.
My chosen specialised subject, your wife. Yeah, you heard me.
I've started, so I'll finish.
Well, that was the banker, and he says he thinks you're going to accept this deal because in his box is your wife.
Well, today it's Kelly Brook and Joey Essex versus Stevens, Hawking and Fry. This is fucking pointless.
At the end of that round, the points go to Rubbish, Ed and Ivo. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, please. I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely lines from a horror film.
You've got a flat screen TV and brand new trainers. I know what you did last summer.
I'm sorry, it's just you look nothing like your photo in Match.com.
Is there anybody there? Can you hear me? Is there anybody there? This is the Christian O'Connell Breakfast Show.
That was Mayor Boris Johnson with his official statement on the riots.
You seen the traffic? It's a nightmare on Elm Street.
And now, Alan Bennett's long-awaited remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Nantwich Leaf Blower kerfuffle.
What do you want? What do you want? No, I'm not paying too much for my car insurance.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. So I gave Mark's dinner party an 8.
Do you like scary movies, Sydney? Oh, sorry. Is Sydney there, please?
If you don't keep up payments to your exorcist, there's a danger that your home will become repossessed.
Ha! Joke's on you, Dracula. I've got AIDS.
I ate his liver with some jelly beans and a nice ombongo.
I've seen the ring! I wish that builder would pull his trousers up.
I don't have to listen to you. You're just a puppet. If you don't shut up, I'm going to put you back in your box, Mr. Clegg.
I'm afraid he's been bitten by George Michael. He's turned into a vampire.
Ava, which category would you like?
Home news, please.
OK, home news it is. The answer is 43 years. What is the question?
How long does it take to repay a £10 loan from Wonga.com?
Is it... what's the life expectancy of someone who works at Greg's?
Is it what is the average Silverstone lap time for a Formula 1 car on Pirelli tyres?
Is it how long is too long to be out for if you say I'm just popping down to the shops for a minute?
Is it how old is the Earth if Michelle Obama really is the First Lady?
Is it how old did Dara look when he was 25?
No, you laughed first.
Oh, that's sweet.
You can't pretend sympathy when you laughed first.
It is, in fact, how long have my parents regretted using pulling out as a contraceptive?
How long will Julian Assange be living in an embassy before he finally goes, do you know what, I should have just gone to jail?
Is it if Ed Miliband remains leader, how long will it take before Labour get back into power?
What is the MILF age of consent?
OK, if you put in a ready meal 43 years ago, how long has it been ready for?
Can I have the correct answer, please?
Okay.
Can I have the
Well,
correct
is that
answer?
not the correct answer?
No, it's not the correct answer. Nor have any of you even attempted to do the correct answer.
It's in how many years will Brazil be ready to host the 2014 World Cup? Genuine proper answer is how long can Gerard Depardieu balance a spoon on his nose?
Could I have anything that even vaguely resembles a topical news story?
OK, is it how many years' worth of shale gas are they claiming there is now under the British Isles?
Absolutely right, Chris Addison. Absolutely right.
Well done.
OK, here we go. Let's have the first topic, please. The first subject is parenting.
I'll take this. We have 2 children in our house. 2 boys. One is 4 months old and the other is 21 months old. Yeah. We didn't want there to be too big a gap, so my wife had them both by cesarean. to be honest with you, the 4-month-old, he's already more of a man than I've ever been, because he's already mastered the art of the casual vomit, something I could never do. When I'm sick, it's a biblical event, it's coming out my nose, I'm pulling muscles in my back, but he's so cool with it. He'll puke, and then he'll look at you like you just did it, you know. What's this? That was you? Don't think so. Doesn't sound like it. But it's amazing the pressure that can build up inside a small child. It's got the puke flies out and the piss flies out and the shit. Honestly, if I was to feed him creosote instead of milk, I could do me fence with him. The thing we've been careful about, though, is even though I have 2 boys, I didn't name either of them after me. Because I didn't want to have that big Ed, little Ed thing. Because when you call him one of your sons Little Ed, it just sounds too much like you're talking about your cock. Oh, Little Ed's been misbehaving. It just seems a bit... Honey, will you just hold Little Ed? Just hold Little Ed for just a minute. Hold Little Ed, or oh, Little Ed's been sick on you. It's just not...
Thank you very much, Backfired. Okay, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Okay, let's spin that wheel. And the topic is celebrity.
Celebrity. They've started a celebrity magazine for the elderly. It's called Hello, Hello, Hello. Uri Geller, surprisingly hard to stab. Malcolm X chose that name rather than admit he'd accidentally put a kiss at the end of a text message. I went to see Walt Disney on Ice. Bit disappointing, it's just an old bloke in a freezer. The new president of France said this week that English speakers were arrogant in their refusal to learn foreign languages. At least I think that's what he said. But it all just sounded like haw-hee-haw, haw-hee-haw. And remember, that's not racist if it's about the French. I'd have £5 on the Dalai Lama if I was a Tibetan man. When they buried the man who invented Tetris, the whole cemetery disappeared. As well as 7 years in prison here, Abu Hamza could be deported to the United States where he could face the electric chair. But on the plus side, if he is electrocuted, at least he can just stick his hook in the air and pretend to be a bumper car.
Well done, Gary. Point to both of you. Come on back. The category is sport. The answer is yoga, sushi and ice. What is the question?
Is this what Eric Pickles uses to deal with trapped wind?
Is it what would the 3 wise men have brought Jesus if he was born in Notting Hill?
You think your Chinese tattoo says keep the faith. What does it actually mean?
Is it in fact just what does Madonna smell of?
Is it 16 years from now, what will my son tell me when I ask him what A-levels he's doing?
Is it name 3 things Nigella won't be asking Charles Saatchi to pay for anymore?
Is it Pingu's Rider?
He did nothing. I'm doing nothing until I get more sushi in here.
What is the strapline to the hit Japanese television programme, The Loose-Limbed Fish Eaters of the Arctic?
Is it what answer will you get if you ask Paris Hilton to name the elements?
Is it if you own a bar in Soho, what should you call it to guarantee it'll always be chock full of wankers?
Is it simply, what are 3 things which are very difficult to sell door to door?
It is name 3 things that can make you lose the feeling in your legs.
Sushi. Yeah. Do you know what sushi actually is?
Is it what Andy Murray uses to keep up his training regime?
It absolutely is. Well done. The answer is 600 metres. What is the question?
Is it, if Kelvin Mackenzie was to do a bungee jump from a height of 500 metres, what length rope should he be given?
Is it, in fact, what head start would I need if I was competing against Usain Bolt in the 100 metres?
Is it simpler than that? Is it how big are some trees, Dara?
No trees are 600 metres.
Is it, in fact, the distance that they were taking shots of Kate topless?
That is absolutely right. Thank you very, very much, Andy. Yes, the question I was looking for was, from what approximate distance did a photographer take pictures of the Duchess of Cambridge sunbathing topless? This is news that the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have taken legal action against French magazine Closer, which has printed topless photographs of Kate. It's called, I don't know, the French call it Closer for some reason. We have a French woman working the show, and I'm going, sure, it's Closet. She goes, no, Closer. A French court has blocked future publication of the pictures in France, but they've already been published in Italy and Ireland.
There's loads of royals who've been snapped naked, haven't they? Obviously Harry, you know, now Kate, then we had Andrew before that, Charles before that, Countess of Wessex. I mean, there have been, in fact, so many of them, I think they should persuade a few more of them to do it, and then they could release a charity calendar.
The thing is, isn't it? It's terrible, it's unjustifiable, it's immoral, but I quite want to see the pictures.
Are you saying you haven't seen them yet?
I haven't. I've seen fuzzy versions of them on the...
I think they're all fuzzy. Pictures were taken from the Hubble telescope.
From the Hubble telescope.
What I found intriguing was I think, I don't know what everyone was, I was certainly waiting for the next time she appeared in public to see if she would acknowledge what had happened to the cameras. And she didn't. She just did the same smile that she always does. Because if someone had photographed my meat and two veg, I probably would have come out and gone...
I think the whole thing is just making a mountain out of two molehills.
That's a good point.
I'd probably better, I think, the BBC prefer if we didn't descend into judging the woman's breasts. That would be the incorrect direction.
I think she's annoyed because, and every woman's had this on holiday, because I've looked at the photos, and they're at that awkward angle. When you're topless, you've got to stay at a certain position or it's not attractive, and she's in that reaching for the sun cream position. That's what she's annoyed about. You know, we've all got those photos, like my Uncle Terry, where he popped out of his shorts.
But do you think...
I didn't see that edition of Closer. Joe's Uncle Terry pops out of the shops and his shorts.
Do you think she's genuinely worried about it, though? Don't you think there's just one tiny... Well, do you think there's just one tiny bit of her that's thinking, yeah, where's my sister's arse now, then, eh?
To their credit, no British newspaper editors have published the picture, although they have all had a proper think about it. But the massive hypocrisy of it is astonishing. The Sun, I like it when the Sun gets on its high horse about something. It said, well, no responsible paper would touch this with a barge pole. 2 weeks ago, you were doing everything you could to show us Harry's barge pole.
Which publications have printed the photographs?
Closer.
The Irish Daily Star, because
Star.
she's not your future queen.
Well, that was the Irish Daily Star thing. There's an Italian magazine called Key and the Irish Daily Star both publish it, but they give very different excuses, right? The Italian excuse is very... But they are young and they are beautiful and they are in love. And the Irish Daily Star was, she's not our queen.
Yeah.
But when they publish photos like that, and there are always photos like that, not of the royals, but they're, you know, kind of topless photos in magazines shot with a long lens, they are always of, there's kissing and cuddling in the pool, and then they're putting sun cream on each other. And these are meant to be sexy, erotic. There's nothing less erotic than putting sun cream on your partner's back, is there? It's just something you have to do. Yeah. And the reason you have to do it is because you can't put sun cream on your own back, so you've got to reach a deal with the person who's going to do it. That's all, isn't it? That's all it is.
I was photographed on a holidays once by Papt, yeah. I was taking a holiday and I was doing exactly that. And the pictures, if you saw them, they were quite shocking. But and it was an intrusion.
That wasn't on holiday, was it, Dara?
No, there was no holiday.
It was in our house, wasn't it, Dara?
Where do we get
the least erotic thing I've ever seen?
Where does the guy in the office find the source photograph?
I believe he has your laptop.
Yes. The first subject is festivals. Who wants to come in on that? Kevin.
Festivals, nice picture there. That's actually me on your left. So, I was at a Christian rock festival. I never really meant to be there. I was just passing through this Christian rock festival and there was a stall set up that said a free toastie for all of God's children. So I thought, shame on. I said, how's it going, mate? Can I have a toastie? And the guy said, are you a Christian? And I thought, well, if I'm not a Christian, am I not getting a toastie? That's not very Christian. And with this, the guy crumbled. And stood back to reveal a chalkboard and he said, OK, you can have cheese or cheese and ham. And I thought, just cheese, mate, because I'm a Jew.
Milton, let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is jobs.
I used to work at a Christian rock festival selling toasties. The best day was when I sold this Jewish bloke some yellow ham. My dad was a dustman. I didn't like him coming to collect us from school, though. Not because I was ashamed he was a dustman, it's just you never knew which day he was going to come. The rest of my family were police marksmen. Apart from my grandfather, he was a bank robber. He died quite recently, surrounded by his family. My uncle, he's a police frogman. No, sorry, he's a French policeman. I used to work in a supermarket. It was my job to hand out samples of things for people to taste. But I was asked to leave after the little cups of bleach incident. After that, I worked in a pathology lab. But I was asked to leave after one of my reports said, cause of death, autopsy.
What is the recent news about Britain's population?
Oh, there's loads of us.
There's loads! There's loads!
It's now gone up to 61 million.
Now, this was reported. This was reported by The Independent, for example, during the week, with baby boom drives British population to record high.
Yep.
Whereas The Sun said randy couples push population to 61 million.
Do you know what?
And brilliantly, the Daily Mail said an immigrant baby boom has fueling Britain's fastest population growth in half a century.
It sounds like there's an agenda in place. What was lovely as well was the links, because The Independent and the Mail all had links to how population is going to affect us in the future. The Sun had a link from that news story that said 11 million people have had sex in their car. Are you one of them?
I read about this story originally on the Daily Mail website, and it made a big thing about the immigrants, and then it said the average woman in Britain now has 1.9 children, and I thought, who are all these 0.9 people? And then I read the comments underneath, and there they were.
Hello.
What we need to do, I think, is put teenagers off sex, and I am the very man for that job. You know the way they send a prisoner round sometimes to tell kids in school that crime isn't going to be good for them? They should send me round to show them what sex is like in a long-term relationship. And for realism, in the middle of it, my 2-year-old son walks in and tells us both that he needs a poo.
Hang on.
Hang on. Hang on 1 second.
Oh, I've just got
You
a
can
boner.
lock the racist door, but you can't lock the bedroom door.
BNP, they got very excited by the baby boom statistics, didn't they? And you know, like Jerry Adams used to, when he was on the news, they always had to dub his voice, didn't they? I think for the BNP, whenever Nick Griffin's on the news, they should dub his voice with the voice of Joe Pasquale.
I think it'd be funny if it was Mr. T.
Sorry. Yeah, I was going to say, or like a Jamaican. In a patois.
Come over
The
here.
BNP here.
Trying to steal my jobs and ting.
When he steel drums in the background. Ding, 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 ding.
Does anyone hear a creaking door? We need to do some serious things to tackle the population problem, right? First of all, we should get Fiona Bruce during Antiques Roadshow to every 30 seconds go, boo! And secondly, we need a security firm patrolling Kerry Katona's vagina 24/7.
Okay, at the end of... At the end of that round, the points go to Russell, Holly and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely film trailers.
A man who only wants one thing. Strepsils.
In his toughest assignment yet, Peter Parker has to pick a peck of pickled peppercorn.
Drama, intrigue, romance, gardening, spoons. All these and other words in Dictionary the movie.
All your favourite administrators are back in Human Resources 2. This time it's personnel.
When a hairpiece gets possessed by the devil, there'll be hell to pay.
He loves sex, but he has no arms. Which position will he choose? Missionary impossible.
If you see one film this year, then you're probably a new parent.
It was a love story that crossed the species barrier. He was a man, she was a cow. Coming soon, Beef Encounter.
Coming soon, a 3D film where you don't get bored halfway through and lift up the glasses just to see what the screen looks like without it.
Every Year I Love You More, starring Michael Jackson and Benjamin Button.
Coming soon, a story of premature ejaculation.
The Grand Budapest Hotel. Brilliant, The Times. 5 stars, The Guardian. The beds weren't made. TripAdvisor.
Part man, part machine, part bird, part drum. It's Robo Bongo Cuckoo Cop. Thank you very much.
A group of Greeks try to get away with their money. Chicken Run.
My Dad Pictures presents. Your man, I know him from something. Anyway, him and a woman. I think she was in here. Maybe it was house. She was definitely a doctor. Join forces to fight. I know him. He's gone awful old looking, hasn't he?
It's the bromance of the year. Ed and David Miliband star in What the Fuck Was the Point of That, then?
Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to read on a health insurance form.
Would you describe the condition of your heart as A, very good, B, mediumly good, or C, boo?
Do you ever temporary blackouts?
Do objects in the middle distance appear to be coming to me, to you, to me, to you? You may be suffering from chuckle vision.
Are you suffering from or have you ever had an STD, you slag?
Are you the only black guy in a horror film?
Have you ever experienced a burning sensation when you pee? Were you drunk at the time and holding a cigarette at the same time?
Please describe your alcohol intake. Moderate, average, excessive, Glaswegian.
What's your blood type? You can do 50 words a minute, innit, bruv?
Buddhists, what was your last cause of death?
Do you suffer from dyslexia? If so, please put a bic in this tox.
Do you smoke? Can I have one?
Do you hear voices? No. Are you deaf? No. So you do hear voices? Yes. I'm sorry, you have lied.
Would you describe yourself as very fit, quite fit, or a bit of a minger?
Do you suffer from dizziness, double vision, or seizures? Then why did you take a penalty for England?
We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Holly, which category would you like?
Can we have home news?
OK, home news it is. The answer is no. What?
What is that going to be about,
I have no
Nora?
idea what story this could possibly refer to. What is the question, Holly?
Is it UKIP's immigration policy?
Is it do Man United have a defence?
Is it how should you not answer the question, did you pack these bags yourself?
Is it what is the least uttered word in a porn film?
Is it what did his friends call Nostradamus?
Is it, what type of oil painting is John Prescott?
Is it the answer to the question, do you want to be in my gang, my gang, my gang?
Is it can Tesco's financial director count?
If we could possibly now move you towards a correct answer.
Is it normal to take all your clothes off to have a poo?
Is it would Dara look sensible in a Fiat Cinquecento?
Is it do I have a tiny willy?
Is it once you're over 60, should you trust a fart?
Is it what the Scottish people said in the referendum?
It is exactly that. Thank you very much, Andy Forrester. That's right. Of course, the question I was looking for was, how did Scotland vote in last week's independence referendum? The vote, which had a remarkable turnout of nearly 85%, saw the No campaign win with 55.3% of the vote, compared to the Yes campaign's 44.7%. What do you think swung it in the end, then?
I think it's probably that more people voted no than yes.
It's a level of analysis we're very proud of. Now we come to our final quickfire round called Scenes We'd Like to See. This is for everyone, so if you could all make your way over to the performance area, please. I call it ideas for scenarios we'd love to see, and the performers come in with their suggestions. The first subject is rejected first lines for the new Harry Potter book.
Harry thought of his magical adventures very differently now that he'd been diagnosed as a schizophrenic.
Don't you realise, Ron, said Harry, with our magic powers, we simply won't need Rohypnol.
Finishing in the cafeteria, Harry and Ron turned their wands on themselves. It's not as good as that one.
I am Lord Voldemort, and I am an alcoholic.
Grease the goat! Grease the goat! Grease the goat!
Harry stared at his own spectacles and thought, I can summon a centaur, but I can't fix my astigmatism.
I have earned more money than the Queen. I can't be arsed.
I'm sorry, Harry, said Ron. I thought you felt the same way.
Genital warts at Hogwarts, said Matron. What fun. And,
Harry wrapped the elastic round his arm and tapped the crook of his elbow, trying to get his vein up. Come on, you bastard, he said.
Something about the spell must have gone wrong, because one of Harry's testicles had turned into a scorpion.
It was October, and the beginning of Harry's 5th term at Feltham Young Offenders Institute.
Show us where Dumbledore touched you, said the judge. Show us on the doll.
The next topic is unhelpful things to say in a crisis.
I know. Why don't we get the UN involved?
Statistically speaking, of course, in these circumstances, most of us will die.
Kumbaya, my lord.
I think this 14th century text adequately sums up what I want to say.
I know you're a hijacker, but I ordered a vegetarian meal.
I know this is probably the wrong time, but I've got an erection.
Women and children first, then I'll shag the men and the animals.
Give them all a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of that, we're going to give the points to Frankie, Hugh and Ed. Our next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board of 6 categories. Ramesh, which category would you like?
Sport, please.
OK, the category is sport. The answer is 264. What is the question?
Is it the number of back-to-school photos of our kids my wife posted up this morning?
Each one more delightful than the last.
I'm just like, the second one ain't even that good looking. Do you know what I mean? Just... keep him secret for the good of the family name, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're really trailblazing in that department.
Listen, mate, that's not problem. The poor bastard looks like me. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I've said to my wife. Should we have another one? I'm going, if we have a girl, the risk, I'm not willing to spin the wheel. I'm not willing to do that. Girl that looks like an Asian Rolf Harris, absolutely not, mate.
Is it how happy is Romesh out of 1 million?
Is it what would be a rather worrying nickname for the parents of your new girlfriend to give you?
Is it how many free seats on the train does Jeremy Corbyn count as no free seats?
Is it the new retirement age in Greece?
Is it how many hours in a junior doctor's working week? Yeah, right, guys, I went there.
Is it how many dick pics I get sent every time this show goes out to air?
Sorry.
Is it the number of voters in the referendum that actually fully understood the ramifications of what they were voting for?
Yes. True that, Rob. True that.
Is it how many summers must pass before you reach the sell-by date of a pepperami?
If each member of Jedward had 132 sweets, how many people in the country remember who Jedward are?
Any of the correct answer, please?
Across the whole series, how many points am I ahead?
Because I think you'll find it here.
Does anyone have the actual correct answer?
It's how many Paralympic athletes are there in the GB team?
They're absolutely right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Really good, really good. Very quickly.
Go on.
265. Now, when you count that point...
I thought you just meant somebody else has just acquired a disability.
You went 265 and then wheeled away.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're wearing a Team GB outfit. And you're wheeling down. Yeah! Yes, the question I was looking for was how many athletes is Team GB fielding at this year's Paralympic Games in Rio de Janeiro? 264 Paralympic athletes will represent Great Britain and Northern Ireland across 19 events. The competition starts on Wednesday and runs until the 18th of September. However, what hazards might the athletes face in Rio?
Things are very difficult for the Paralympians in Rio because there are there are holes in the ground and there are uncovered wires and there are ramps and bridges that aren't finished. But things aren't necessarily any better for Paralympians here, you know. I'm looking forward to the British Paralympian medalists coming back to a hero's welcome and lots of media coverage, and someone from the government telling them that obviously, you know, perfectly good for work and they're having all their benefits cancelled. What's going to happen?
Are they not selling tickets either? They
tickets. Well, it's felt as big as beginning to turn around now. But
it was like £2.30 for some ticket, which
slashed the price.
Is it? If you don't want to pay £2.30 to watch two geezers in a wheelchair have a sword fight, I don't know what's wrong with you. It sounds quality. I loved it when it was in London.
How do you all enjoy the Summer Olympics?
Well, it was a mixed bag, wasn't it? Because, like, I went there one day and in the morning I got mugged and hit over the head with something in double vision. But in the afternoon I saw some of the best synchronised swimming I've ever seen.
It's immaculate, wasn't it? It really was. Yeah.
Well, I ended up watching a lot of beach volleyball. I love the beach volleyball. not for the obvious... Yeah, no, not for the obvious reason. The reason I love it is because after every point, whether they win or lose, whether it's good or bad, they hug each other. Everyone hugs after every single point. It's almost like they just really want to hug each other and the sport is completely incidental.
Do you want Romesh to give you a hug when you get something right?
Did he not? He also said, didn't he, that in this interview that he'd lost a lot of weight over the last year.
He lost all that weight doing the 5-2 diet,
Yeah.
which is where you eat for 5 days and then you starve yourself for 2 days. And he liked it so much, he put loads of families on it.
I like the idea of Tories wandering around Manchester. So, oh, so what? Is it zone 70? I've been up here before. Chips and gravy. Got any jus?
Have you ever seen Ian and Duncan Smith in the same room?
Have you, for the last one, thought they were a double act?
It's obviously some kind of benefit scam.
I'll just sign this for Duncan Smith as well.
It sounds like it's a nickname, doesn't it? Like Ian Duncan. How'd you get that then?
He loves a biscuit, doesn't he? Smashing them, mate. Hobnobs. Covered in hobnobs, he is, aren't Ian?
It sounds like Ian Duncan Smith used to work as a plasterer or something. Oh, he used to walk down the sides. Yeah. Oh, Duncan Smith.
We lost that contract, the amount of biscuits he ate.
Yeah, leave it at Duncan. I really can't do an English accent, I apologise.
Was that an English accent?
Yeah, it was.
Leave it at Duncan.
Yes.
Oh, don't go and do that to me. No, not now, not on the biscuits.
Oh, Duncan.
Get out there, apples and pears, man.
I'll be getting all this for my trouble of straw. The first subject is unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
And the starting pistol's gone off, and Oscar Pistorius has got his arms in the air, claiming his innocence already.
Well, good news here in Flushing Meadow. Murray has broken Djokovic. Both legs, one arm. He won't recover from that.
Oh, clearly that's a dive by Tom Daley.
So it's 1-1 at half-time, and... sorry, I'm finding it hard to concentrate here. Gareth Southgate has just had me in absolute stitches. And that's an unfortunate wardrobe malfunction for the Ukrainian women shot putter there as a bollock pops out.
Well, do you know, I've completely forgotten when England won the World Cup.
130 kilograms. This would be a world record, but this small Peruvian is determined to swallow it and get it through customs.
And as he approaches the corner at 200 miles an hour, they really need to check out this cyclist for drugs.
And as a mark of respect, the Great Britain water polo team will be wearing armbands.
Croquet does not get better than this.
Well, my watch has 3 additional minutes. Don't buy a Rolex from a street market.
Hello, I'm Michael Owen. Welcome to the millions of you watching on BT Sport.
And he's got 4 off 1 ball. It's a lot of children that Lance Armstrong has fathered.
And the sumo wrestler grunts as his opponent enters the ring. Pretty sure that move's illegal.
Well, it's 1:30 and the covers are still on. Kevin Peterson simply won't get out of fucking bed.
And Tiger Woods is going for his 3rd hole of the afternoon. Surely by now he should have left the hotel.
And welcome to the 2020 Tokyo Olympic sailing competition. Oh my God, Godzilla! Ah!
And the first subject is parenthood. Who wants to come in on that? Ed.
Been thinking recently that I should maybe have a baby, but I've thought about it and definitely not. Couldn't handle that amount of responsibility, something that precious. It's terrifying. You know, I've got friends who've just had a baby and they offer that thing around like a plate of biscuits. Do you want to hold my baby? Do you want to hold my baby? I don't want to touch your baby. That is a heart in a bag. I'm going nowhere near that thing. You wouldn't send the work experience into the boardroom, would you? Start me off holding your uncle and I will work my way up. This is Uncle Toby, 47, from Swansea. Don't worry about dropping me, Ed. I am absolutely shit-faced. Still can't help it. I still think I might want a baby. Like, there's just moments in life I'm just grabbing at signs from the universe. Think, oh, maybe I should have a baby. It's happened to me the other day. I was in the queue in a shop to buy a new light bulb. Because I'm not a student anymore, my light bulb had gone. I'm not going to sit there in the dark for 6 months. So I was in the queue, and in the queue in front of me was a man with a baby. He was a dad. You've got to give people the benefit of the doubt in that scenario. You can't go storming in going, excuse me, is that your baby? You've just got to admit it probably is, right? And on the wall, there were these light switches. They weren't real light switches. They were just, like, designer ones to show you what they would look like on the wall. And the baby was playing with them. It was going, ah-da-da-da-da-da-da, playing with them. And the dad was going, yeah, try that one. And was going, ah-da-da. I saw that. I thought, ooh, that's quite sweet. Maybe I want a baby. There's something in that tableau that I quite like. Maybe I want a baby. Am I broody? Is this brood? And then the dad walked off with the baby, and I wandered over to the light switches and started playing with them. I thought, oh, no, that's what I wanted.
Well done, Ed. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is rejected exam questions.
History. Did I delete it?
If cycling 10 miles a day uses up 400 calories, explain why Boris Johnson is still a fat bastard.
If the sun is 93 million miles away, how can that cost £32 in an Uber?
Where is Greece? Is it A, the southern Mediterranean, or B, Upshit Creek?
What does the French phrase déjà vu literally translate as?
Using examples of Michelangelo's work, write 500 words on why he was the best turtle.
What does the French phrase déjà vu literally translate as?
Question A. Media studies. Is it a real subject? Question B. Is it...
Using a compass and ruler, draw perfect cock and balls.
Is this a rhetorical question?
You may now commence your anal sex exam. Please turn over.
Explain how UKIP became a major force in British politics without using the word wanker.
If Jay-Z is unfortunate enough to have a problem with a bitch, how many problems does Jay-Z now have?
Aggravated violence, question 1. Why might you use a bit of rubber hosepipe? No marks.
What colour is this dress? White and gold or black and blue? Discuss.
If a train leaves the station at the correct time and arrives at its destination at the correct time, how cool would that be?
Chemistry, me, you. Is there any?
The first subject is relationships. Who wants to come in that? Reese.
It's a pretty exciting time for me at the moment. My girlfriend is currently planning the wedding. Sorry, not girlfriend anymore, is it? I keep doing that. It's not girlfriend. She gets so annoyed. My ex-girlfriend is planning her wedding. It's very hurtful for me to watch, but one of those things. Anyway, got a new girlfriend now, because that's how comedy works. Got a new one, and she's all right, my girlfriend. She's pretty good. She's not perfect. She's got her quirks and her tics, like she pronounces it espresso instead of expression. She's weird. And relationships about compromise, though, aren't they? We all know that. Like, she doesn't want to watch football, and I don't want to die alone, so we don't watch football. That's the yin and the yang. You give and you take. We're trying to keep it fresh, trying to keep it exciting, me and my girlfriend, you know, trying to keep it, you know, lively, try new things all the time. Like, she keeps talking about how she wants to have sex outside of the relationship. I don't know. Constant surprises, me and my girlfriend. She bought me a gift the other day. I went round to the flat. There was this gift. It was a word of the day calendar. Don't know if you've seen these. Pretty cool. Different word every day of the year. That is more than 100 words. Pretty cool. Favourite word for me so far from the calendar? Exponentially. Ah, what a word. Exponentially. Use it all the time now. In fact, I'd say, ever since learning the word exponentially, my use of the word exponentially has increased loads. I use it all the time. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.